Thursday, July 6, 2023 at 9:26 a.m. Eastern Time, USA. I'm Mitch Mellon. This is my video journal. I don't know if this room is too hot for this computer, what happened, but I started a video 169, and it cut off after 3 minutes and 53 seconds. I was just beginning to talk about gaming. I'll continue with that, and we'll see if it shuts off again, stops playing, or stops recording. So I had those video games in college, and in college after college I played some games on my personal computer, my Dell or whatever personal computer I had. One was Amusement Park Tycoon, and another was Prison Tycoon. And I played these games and, oversaw the building of a amusement park. I'd worked at an amusement park, so that was interesting. And then I actually built a prison for the prison industrial complex on a video game. And that really made me think when I was in solitary confinement, right? As if the supercomputers, as if I was being judged on every video game I'd ever played. I ended up in a jail, a prison. I had taken joy in building a prison as a video game. I bought into the capitalists' prison industrial complex and said, yeah, it's fine to play a video game where you're actually imprisoning people. But a lot of video games are like that, right? They're first-person shooters, you kill people, so on and so forth. Again, I don't think I've ever had a video game console connected to this TCL television that isn't working. But my thoughts on video games are supercomputers probably look at them as a waste of time, a waste of energy, a waste of computing power. You could be reading a book. There's a lot of things you could be doing that are more value. As far as recruiting and analyzing people, I think video games now are avenues whereby which the military recruits people based on their reflexes, their ability to maneuver equipment and people around on a video game board, their strategic initiatives. And it's not just the United States military, it's other militaries that are leading in this. But it plays into this thought process of a bunch of prisoners or professional military with brain implants being semi-controlled around a battlefield, right? Who's going to control them? All these video game kids, right? I think the other interesting thing with video games is we have educational video games for the kids, keep them busy, puzzles, little learning things on tablets. And these tablets are connected to the internet. And these apps that provide these games are able to spy on your children, basically, your 2, 3, 4, 5-year-old children as they play these games. And they could be analyzing them as far as their IQ, their abilities, and hypothetically conditioning or recruiting them to be the next CEO of their corporation or whatever, So there's a lot of dangers with video game technology as far as spying, recruiting, corporations being able to condition kids, show them certain commercials, and teach them in ways that we don't yet understand. There's Zelda. Because we think we just teach kids at a school and in the privacy of our house. But they're really being exposed to all kinds of different media. And now that we have the internet and these apps with different cookies and all kinds of ways to tap in, your children could be being exposed to individualized commercials that trigger certain things that condition them to be maybe a cutthroat CEO someday. So I talk about direct ways that the media affects people, but just in advertising, they employ psychologists to come up with this advertising. As I said, I think it should be well, as with my jingle campaign, hypnotizing the population to buy your products should not be allowed. But we do allow it. There's no real regulation on it because it falls under freedom of speech to some regard. And so even though corporations are employing some of the best psychologists they can find to come up with advertising campaigns to convince, not hypnotize, but convince people into buying their products and not asking questions about, is it made with slave labor? Are we pissing off other countries by buying these products because we used bad environmental practices and slave labor to build them, right? We don't ask these questions, and my argument is because we're basically hypnotized as a population, and the media has us hating China and hating these other countries instead of trying to work together and a lot of that is driven by the politicians having access to the media and playing on the otherness, people looking different, so it's fine to hate them. It's white supremacy, it's racism. It all plays into the mainstream and creates the situation we're in now, instead of every country trying to work together to fight climate change like we should. Hopefully Project 66 starts to end that. We'll see what happens. This continued to record while I talked about video games. So this will make 2 videos that I put on. So I probably won't talk about anything later today. But maybe I will after my walks talk about some more stuff on here. Thanks for watching. Don't play video games. It's a waste of time. Or do, but if you find yourself in solitary confinement, you might question every video game and every alien you killed with some kind of laser or phaser. I stopped playing them many years ago after I got out of solitary confinement. I think I played a World War II simulation game, Civilization, after I got out of solitary confinement stay, but then I phased out video games completely after playing that World War II game on my PC. I dug that out for some reason. I felt compelled to play it. And as a general rule of thumb, I also used to not play analog games either, because I thought it was a way of there are ways of making people upset because you beat them at something, and in general they can be fun, but they can be aggravating as well. So anyhow, I do play analog games now, cornhole, things like that, cards, dice, but I phased out the video games. Maybe you should too. Thanks for watching, and join me next time.